Hello, welcome back. So I thought I'd put my camera on today just so you can see me. We'll see how it goes. What I want to do today, let's just give the application a run so we can have a look at it properly. So we want to do the status bar, but I actually have noticed that we've got an issue. So if we actually bring in this window, if you see the buttons at the bottom, they overlap each other. Now there's a few ways we can deal with this. We can make it a responsive layout by adding them to a wrap panel, which will, when the window gets too small, it'd actually wrap them, put them on another line. I'm not going to go into that. You can do that if you want. It's very simple. You just need to wrap it in a wrap panel. But the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to limit the size of the window, just because it's really easier and it's a lot more easy to do. So we're going to do min width, and we will just set it to, what are we on now? Let's do maybe 1150. Yeah, that's perfect actually. Like, it's not too bad when we go upwards because obviously they're all in columns. But I will give it a minimum of like that's all right. So now we've got, that's the smallest our window can go. That's fine. Okay, so let's have a look at our Figma design. On our right hand side panel, which is what I'm going to call the status panel, we've got our, we're going to use this is going to be a user control, so we're going to create that separately. We will leave room for it though, so we're going to separate this into grids, into rows. So we've got this, and we've got a big space here, and then we've got our category and progress status, and then a share button that we can share the content of this in an email, or we'll check that out when we get to it. So let's just add these for now, in progress and category. Put these in the stack panel because there may be more than one category. Let's just get our layout done first. Right, so we only need this, so we can make this a bit bigger. For our status, task status here, we will add task status, add a grid, conditions. We need to put it into column 3. So we'll be, let's get rid of that, that's stroke. So the top one can be about that, can be 140. So let's just have a quick look at that. So let's get rid of one of these. Right, 233. 230 will do. Bottom one, 140, and everything in between. It says it's set to 100, but is it? It is pretty big though, isn't it, that? Never mind, we'll sort that out. I feel like it should be a little bit more compact, but I don't want to get like bogged down on that now. That's just my design brain that's telling me that, and it looks a little bit unprofessional at the moment. It feels a bit too big and bulky, but I'm not going to concentrate on that. I might go back and actually do a little bit of changing to it. I think this is something that's really annoying me actually. I might just quickly change that. I think we've got everything sorted there now. We're going to make the menu buttons. So I'm going to use the technique that I used before. Let's just come up here. Let's add a stack panel will do, I think. Let's add a button. That looks it's not perfect, but it'll do. That looks a lot better. This is going to need to be removed from there, so it's going to be 15, 10, 10, and then the margin, just because I want to add the margin bottom to the style. So let's go into our dictionaries, styles. We can take one of these buttons. It saves us writing everything out again. This is going to be nav button. We can come over to colors, solid color brush, X key. This is just going to be called transparent. No, we'll call this nav transparent. Solid color. It's a really light color. So that will be nav default. Get rid of that. Task manager nav button. Doesn't matter about the corner radius. In fact, yeah, we'll keep the corner radius. The padding. Doesn't matter about the padding. Hand cursor, yes. Hover will be nav over and nav click. Let's just see how we're looking. Let's just get rid of. So let's style, static, navigate manager. So we want to add a margin to the bottom. Set. Oh. Margin 0, 0, 0, 20. I want to add that to it as well. So 40 height, 40 width. So we'll add a view box and a path because we're going to add these buttons in there. And I'm just going to grab these buttons from here. Just add this to our icons. List icon path geometry key list icon. Save. And now data, static resources, list icon, and we'll give that a fill of white. It's a little bit big, but that's why we've added a view box. So our view box width 16, no, 25. That's all right, it looks professional. And then it's just a case of doing that exact same thing for each one. So let's grab that. Excuse me. Let me just select all. This is icon tick icon. Geometry key tick icon bigger. Let's just add them both in before we have a look. Right click, copy SVG. Oh. Copy. This is icon. It's probably going to be used more than once. Pass geometry X key timer icon. Figures. Okay, so let's go to our designs. This one is tick icon. This one is timer icon. See how that looks. That looks a little bit smaller. So I'll probably make that a little bit bigger than the other ones. Maybe 30. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Okay, so it's coming on now. We're nearly ready to start programming. I think just to make it look a bit more interesting when we load it up, I think there's going to be an animation that slides the window up, slides the grid up. So it goes from 0 opacity to 1 in like 0.5 of a second, maybe. Just to give it a little bit more, make it a little bit more interesting. So let's grab the base grid. In fact, no, we're not going to do it on the base grid. We'll do it on this grid. Let me just see. Opacity 0. Maybe we will do it on the base grid. I'm going to put this in horizontal mode so I can see properly. Switch these around. Okay, so put that at 1. Maybe we will. Okay. So let's just make the storyboard window dot resources storyboard next key will be slide on load. This is gonna be a double animation storyboard dot target property opacity, and then from 0.0 to 10.0, then duration will be 0, 0, 1. Where's that main grid? It's right there. So we need to give it a grid dot triggers event trigger rooted event framework element dot loaded, and then we just do begin storyboard storyboard is static resources, slide on load. This should just go from, okay, so it's not sliding obviously because we haven't added that, but yeah, that's how we want it. I think we'll do a margin 0, 100, 0, 0. So it'll slide in from 100. So we'll do double animation, storyboard dot property margin from 0, 100, 0, 0. Two, 0, 0, 0, 0. Duration. Sorry, that's my bad. I put double animation. It should be thickness animation. There we go. That's better. And we'll ease that in animation. It just, I'm just going to copy this one. So it's not so abrupt. And there we go, that's better. So already it's looking like a task manager. I'm going to call it a day at that point. I know this is quite a short one. In the next part, we're going to create some user controls. So we're going to create our items and we're going to sort out this side panel. Just a couple more videos on the design. I know this probably is the least important subject for most people, just because like most people are wanting to do C# development, and I get that, but my videos are project based and the design is, to me, one of the biggest things in making something look good. And if you're speaking to an interviewer and you're giving them something that looks good as well as functions well, you've got more chance of getting that job. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know if you want me to keep the videos on or if you'd prefer it without so you can see the full screen. I don't mind. I've got a face for radio, don't worry. But I hate the sound of my own voice, so yeah. So thank you for watching. What I will say is that my goal is now to hit 1,000 subscribers in 2024. I recently lost my job, so I'm gonna be trying to do this full time. So any little helps. Subscribe if you can. Hit the like button. That to me is one of the most important things, because it helps with the algorithm, and it'd be great if you could comment, share, just do everything you can to help me out, and I'll be forever grateful. For every new subscriber that is public, because sometimes people will subscribe but I can't see who it is, but if you've got a public profile and you subscribe, I will thank you on each video going forward. So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.